Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sarah Sperber and I am a realtor in the Northern Nevada market. I serve Reno, Sparks, and all the surrounding areas like Carson City, Fallon, Fernley, Gardnerville, Minden, Genoa, the whole area basically. And today I'm going to be bringing you somewhat of an updated video. If you've been following me for a while, you may have seen one of my previous videos about why Californians regret moving to Nevada. I thought it would be fun to give you an update, but also make it a bit more specific, gearing towards those of you in the Bay Area. So today's video is going to be all about why Bay Area residents might regret moving specifically to Reno, not just Nevada. And I'm kind of not just talking about Reno here, I'm kind of talking about Northern Nevada, but what I'm not talking about is Las Vegas. Now, I'm going to give you several reasons, but you guys have to stay till the end because the last one might surprise you. Okay, so the first reason is that when you move from the Bay to the Reno area, you may feel a little bit landlocked. We are several hours from the coast, and that's without factoring in traffic. You're gonna miss seeing the coastline and being near the ocean. We are in the desert, and not just the desert, we're in the high desert, so you're mostly surrounded by mountains. With that though, you do get close proximity to Lake Tahoe, so you can get your fix of swimming and water activities like boating. So it's not that bad, but it is quite a drastic change when it comes to scenery and geographic location. The second reason I'm going to give you, and this one comes with a bit of a caveat, is that there is a smaller pool of jobs in the tech industry, though this is drastically changing. We are no San Jose yet. However, we do have big tech monster companies moving into the area, so I do predict that that is going to change. That said, if you are moving here for tech, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have that job locked in before you make the move. I do understand, as I'm recording this, that many of you are actually moving here for work because our industry is booming. We're kind of seeing a big period of development in the tech and also the healthcare sector in our city, but you just wanna be mindful as you make the transition of what you're actually signing up for when you move here. The next thing that you're gonna wanna keep in mind is that there are significantly fewer cultural events and significantly less nightlife in Reno compared to the large metropolis of the Bay Area, but I will say that too is drastically changing. We are in a huge period of growth in this city, and the more people that come, the more amenities come with them and more activities and diversity and things to do. But at the moment, if you are moving here from the Bay, you may notice a significant difference. Although I will say that it does feel adequate for the size that we are, and it just continues to grow as we grow. The next item on my list is actually kind of a big one. We have a significant lack of public transportation in our city. So if you're coming from a big city like the Bay or like, San Francisco area, you're probably really used to taking BART everywhere. We don't have light rail here, which is such a shame because it is a big spread out city and it's definitely a driving city. So you would be very hard pressed if you moved here without wheels, and not just any wheels. You're gonna want a car that can handle snow if you ever want to leave the city and go to Lake Tahoe. If you like skiing, you're gonna want to have all-wheel drive or at least four-wheel drive, something adequate to get you up over the summit and into the Tahoe Basin. We do have Lyft, we have Uber. Those are generally pretty reliable, so that is one option, but you're not gonna want to solely rely on that. Financially speaking, you're going to want to have a car. It's a little bit more economic. On top of that, we do have a bus, but I would say it's very limited. The hours are limited, the routes are limited, and it's been probably 10 years since I've set foot on a bus here in Reno, but last time I did, let's just say it wasn't something I necessarily felt comfortable doing after dark alone. This next one hits home for me because I am a mom, and one of the things that's really lacking here compared to many other cities like the Bay Area is education. We have a pretty low rating for public education in our city, and I do feel like ultimately this is going to change. I think it's in the works to change. A lot of it is a lack of funding, right? And I think we do see that everywhere nationwide, but specifically here, it's a huge issue. If you've seen my channel or even following for a while, I do have a video from probably around April or so last year wherein I did all of the private schools and toured them because I made the decision last year in the springtime to move my daughter to private school. And so far I have loved that decision. It's been well worth it. That said, I do wish there were more options and better options here for public school. So you're going to want to do some due diligence and research. Check out that video of mine if you are a parent and you're thinking of moving here with kids who are in the school age. We're getting close to the end, so don't go anywhere because my last item on this list is going to surprise you. But next up, we have to talk about air quality. People think, oh, I'll move from the big city like San Francisco where there's smog, or even down in LA, there's tons of smog. I'll move up to the Reno area and be in the high desert in the Sierra Nevadas and have fresh mountain air. And most of the time that's true, but the caveat, and this is a big one, is during fire season. We have a lot of wildfires in this area. I think that's true of all of the West Coast or even like the western half of our country, but we get hit really hard here sometimes, and sometimes the smoke will be a serious concern with air quality, and just getting around can be a challenge. I remember during the Caldor fire, which I think was 2021 already. Wow, time flies. But anyway, the Caldor fire came, that was in South Lake Tahoe, and the smoke was so bad here in Reno that driving down the highway, you could not even see the car in front of you. It was so thick. It was really, really bad. So if you have any breathing conditions, asthma, you're just sensitive to environmental air quality, you're gonna wanna really consider that because it is pretty gnarly here during some parts of the year. That said, the other times of year when it's not fire season, it's pretty great. It's clear, blue, fresh mountain air. Okay, I have one more and then I'm gonna get to this last item that I keep enticing you with, so make sure you stay, you're almost there. The next one is limited shopping and dining issues, and that is a relative statement relative to a major city like San Francisco. I would say in general, I am very happy here with the selection. It is very adequate. I have lived all over the country, if you didn't know this about me, and I think we have a lot of great options, but it's not the same as Las Vegas or San Francisco. I mean, I know if you're in Vegas, you can decide at 4 in the morning that you want any kind of food and you can have it delivered to your doorstep. It's just not quite there yet here. Though we do have a pretty good selection. If you are a foodie like me, I think you'll be pretty happy here. Last but not least, and thank you all for being so patient and staying with me, is obviously I'm steeped in this because I'm a realtor, but real estate sticker shock is a huge thing because I think there's this common misconception out there that life in Reno is cheap and Reno is so affordable and I'll move to Reno and feel rich because I am coming from San Francisco. Okay, here's the caveat. If you are coming from the Bay, the prices here are still significantly cheaper for real estate, but gone are the days of getting a 3-bedroom house for under $300,000. Like, that is just not a thing anymore. So you're gonna want to really do some research. I can help you with that if you want to book a call and we can, go through all of that. I can send you data by neighborhood, whatever else. There's a free link to book a call with me in the show notes below. But you're gonna want to be really realistic. And the other thing to think about is there are some more expensive costs of living here, like sales tax. They put sales tax on everything and it's not cheap. And also healthcare. Healthcare here, getting insurance here, I've heard from people moving in from out of state that it's significantly more expensive than other states. So you're gonna wanna do your due diligence about that before deciding that this is going to be the place for you. All right, you guys, that is all that I have for you today. If you have any questions, or if you are thinking about making a move or buying or selling within Reno, I'd love to be of service to you. Like I said, you can book that free call with me. There's a link in the show notes below. It's no pressure, no obligation, just a chance to connect, see if we might be a good fit to work together. And if you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you would please smash that like and that subscribe button. Help the algorithm push my content out to other buyers and sellers, or people just thinking about making a move like you. And of course, I put out new videos every single week about the Northern Nevada lifestyle, the Reno Sparks housing market, and everything to do with buying and selling real estate. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next week.